After an unprecedented race at Road 1 for the 1UP Superstar Series, we're back on the ovals, but it's something these guys, I'm sure all of the drivers really, are unprepared for as well. This is the Minnesota Motorsports Park for race number 14 of the 2023 1UP Superstar Series season. This mile oval has got plenty of opportunities for overtaking. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing some guys coming from the back try and make it all the way to the front. And alongside me to bring you all the action today is James Ellison once again. And, well, this track, it's got a lot of character to it. It's got a lot to offer in its small size. And, like I said, plenty of opportunities to make passes, so people from the back can definitely get some overtaking done.
Oh, absolutely. And the layout is really interesting. And looking at pit road, it's going to be interesting with pit stops, but I'm ready for a lot of action, and it's going to be real interesting to see how this race can pardon the pun, one up what happened at the end of Road 1.
Absolutely. It's going to take a lot to top that race, but I'm sure these guys are ready to put on a good show without any of the same concerns we had 1 week ago. As we can now bring you the full starting lineup for today's 100-lap race here at Minnesota. Hometown hero Justin Henley gets himself on pole position for what appears to be the first time in his 1UP career he gets pole position. He'll be guaranteed into next season's shootout. With that, Roberto Crone Jr. lines up alongside him. J.D. Martin, after coming so close at Road 1 last time, he starts third. Dylan Young and Devin Fair round out the top five. But honestly, we could see a race winner come from anywhere in this field, the way this racing is set to shape up.
Oh, absolutely. Racing like this, because characteristics are very interesting. We could see some things, real things happen, like people who normally would be toward the mid pack, who have started in the back, like you see Felix Anderson toward the back. David Wells has had some good runs. I don't expect them, or maybe even like Patrick Smith or AJ Jones, have had flashes of good speed. They could end up coming in the front and doing something, but really, it could come from anywhere.
That's 100% right. Anybody can win this race, even if it's not a Daytona or a Talladega. It sure races like one, not with the pack, but with the opportunities. So with that being said, we have 42 drivers ready to take the green flag at Minnesota Motorsports Park. So strap in, we're getting ready to bring you the action as we always do. So don't leave now, because the action just getting started. With Henley and Crown on the front row, we're getting ready for the green flag. It's already in the air. We're underway in Minnesota for 100 laps. And it looks like Henley's getting off the line pretty well, and he's taking J.D. Martin with him. The outside line starting to struggle a little bit on the opening stages, but it will come into play later on.
Oh, yeah, for certain. And I was prepared to make a comment about the front row being two people who got their first time win, which, who knows, they might chalk up a second win here, but I don't know. J.D. Martin's hungry. I mean, we saw how determined he was to go after Jake McMillan last weekend at Road 1, and until fuel kind of messed that up.
Absolutely, but JD's come to play this time around, and this time he does what he couldn't do at Road 1 and lead a lap, and now he's led two of them. Martin leads the way at Minnesota. Now Devin Fair gets past his teammate Henley to move up into second spot. Nick Ortiz starting to find some traction as well in the 91. He's already had a better start to this race than he did last week.
Oh, absolutely. And I couldn't help but notice, I mean, we talk about how much passing we're going to see. Look at Lane Sanders. He started just outside the top 10 and 11th and already making some moves.
He's already up into the top 5, working his way around Henley for 4th. He did get around Henley for 4th, so move Lane Sanders up 7 spots in the first 3 laps alone. That's a fast dodge under him, and this is going to bode well for him, especially after what happened to him last week at Road 1. But we're on lap 5 of 100, and Mashburn gets onto the grass a little bit in 1 and 2. You're going to see that quite a bit today. People are searching for the ultimate edge of the track, and they're finding it and then some. But here's Echo Evans Ross making moves up into the top 10. She's gotten past Polanski as Ortiz takes the lead.
Yeah, while we were watching Evans Ross, Ortiz was like, hey, "Here we go," and well, we're gonna see a lot of lead changes today, and I know we're gonna see several repeat lap leaders because that's just how it works.
But here comes Ortiz off of turn 4 to complete lap number 6. He leads at the line, and now it's side by side for second between Fair and Martin back there lurking. But now Ortiz is starting to pull a big lead. He's got half a second in the bank, but J.D. Martin, man, wouldn't he love to get back to victory lane? As you can see, the whole field within the same straightaway as each other. Still, look at all this 3 and 4 wide racing back here.
Ooh, boy. That was a little dicey right there, but it sorted out, thankfully. But all right, and you talk about finding the edges.
Oh, we got a smoker, and it's Jake McMillan. McMillan in the 21 into the wall. That touches off a big crash to bring out the caution for the first time. A big wreck to start this race.
Oh man, a lot of good contenders taken out of this one.
And Chase Christ, he cannot get a break, can he? He ran out of fuel at Road 1, 2 engine failures, a crash, and now another crash. As Jason Parker out of the race. Jake McMillan out of the race. Chase Christ out of the race as well. Duke Anzac with a lot of damage, and that's going to bring out the caution for the first time on lap number 9. And it looks like everybody's going to make the pull to pit road for the first of what should be 2 pit stops today.
And that, honestly, for McMillan, and talk about kicking a man while he's down. The fuel mileage costing him a win last weekend, and now this. I'm sure he's in there pounding the steering wheel right now.
I mean, he was in trouble even before that accident happened, because that engine let go before he even got hit by anybody. That's just an unfortunate break for everybody involved there, but especially the 3 cars out of the race as a result. And pit road, look at how busy it is on pit road. Everybody's trying to get every position they can, and it looks like Ortiz gonna win the race off pit road. We'll get you a replay of what happened to Jake McMillan and the rest of the field to bring out the caution for the first time. So this is where Jake McMillan was running. He was just outside the top 10, as a matter of fact. And then the engine lets go just in front of Justin Hutchinson. He does a great job avoiding. Duke Anzac, on the other hand, not so lucky. Nor is Sam Donato. And they just pile in behind him after that. Chase Christ, Ben McDonald, he's the points leader going into this race. He got a tiny bit of damage, and then he should be able to continue plenty fine. But Chase Christ, what if it's not one bad break, it's another. So Chase Christ's race was off to a rough start already. He was in 39th spot, but he was trying to slow up for the wreck. He was doing a good job, and he tries to get to the bottom, but then Anzac gets pushed into his path. There's nowhere for him to go there.
And it's just poor timing for him. He did nothing wrong.
Yeah, but he's one of our 3 retirees from this race so far, and that's just a very. He'll rebound in time for the Brickyard next week, but that is just an unfortunate situation. The lights are out on the pace car, though. We will be going green next time they cross the line. We've got 39 cars still running. They're all on the lead lap. And here comes Ortiz. He's going to lead us to the restart once they cross the line.
And look who he's got behind him. You got Christian Vargas. He started in 9th place and got a little bit of pit strategy going on to be able to make some moves as the green flag goes back in the air.
C. Lane Sanders, the first one to move to the high side, as Vargas tries to make a move on Ortiz for the lead. Through 1 and 2 they go to start lap 13. Barreling down the back straightaway they go. You can see all the skid marks from that first caution flag of the day. But here comes Vargas on Ortiz to take the lead of the race. He easily sweeps his way by, and Vargas to the point.
And that opened the door for J.D. Martin to try to follow suit, but Ortiz is not going to make it that easy. And if these guys keep fighting, Devin Fair is going to come back up here and maybe try to challenge his teammate.
And Justin Henley as well. We've got all 3 of the Revolution Racing cars in the top 5 right now. So great run for this Toyota outfit here today. But J.D. Martin looks like he's going to take the lead back, and he does. And he's getting a push from Justin Henley on the inside. This is a home race for Henley. He wants to do a real good job today.
Yeah, and that push for Martin from Henley is not a, here, I'll help you, you help me. It's, I'm helping you so I can take the lead away from you as soon as I get you by. And there he goes.
And Henley does take the lead, but he's going to soon lose it again to Devin Fair, who gets on the grass, never mind. So Henley keeps the lead as Fair had the check up on the inside. That stacks up Miles Mashburn and Emma Carter on the inside. Martin keeps second. Fair is doing a good job hanging on to third, and he's going to try and take second back. And how about a few drivers making their way from the back? Brejhan Stojanovic in the 98, he started 40th, and he's now up into the top 10 after just 16 laps.
And then you look right there, Felix Anderson, he had a poor qualifying effort, and he's up there right now. I talked about it. You get a poor qualifying effort at a plate race, it don't matter. You get a poor qualifying effort at this track, it clearly don't matter at all.
And here comes Devin Fair. He just can't seem to hook the bottom in that 51 car. He always loses time to the guys around him. And that opens the door now for Miles Mashburn to make a move. He ducks to the inside of Henley now for the lead.
Yeah, he had some momentum going behind Fair before the 51 caught the grass, but that clearly didn't hold him back for too long. And then you look behind Fair, though. You got some company in the form of people who don't normally challenge for the lead.
David Wells in that 19. He's had a rough start to his year. Missed a few races while his future was being decided. But now we know he's going to be in the Superstar Series for years to come. But here comes Wells on the inside. He gets onto the grass. He has to back out. But here comes Stojanovic on the inside. The Team Dayspring 98. He's going for the lead now.
That is a great run for Brejhan right there. And well, he ain't done yet. He's looking at Miles and saying, "Excuse me, pardon me, coming through."
And he's up to second. Now he's only got one car separating him from the lead, and that is Devin Fair in the 51. And Fair would definitely not want to give up this lead easily. He's had a rough go of the season so far. We'll see if he can hang on, but it looks like that 98 is storming up the inside. And remember, that Devin Fair is getting passed for the lead by a car he owns.
That has to be something that he's both a little annoyed at, but also slightly proud of, because, well, definitely a mixed bag of emotions right now, but he's got bigger things to worry about with Wells to his inside, or was to his inside.
And they're closing in quickly on Duke Anzac, who's well off the pace in that 83 Chevrolet. They're going to put him a lap down soon before you know it. But as they complete lap 22, Stojanovic holds the lead, and this is just some great racing with some drivers you don't normally see.
Here comes Wells. There's David Wells coming up the inside now, and I thought I saw Dylan Young for a second there.
No, your eyes are not deceiving you. There he is.
Yeah, he's making some moves now. He had a bit of a mixed bag in qualifying, just like quite a few people here. But again, type of track this is, don't matter.
And here's Patrick Smith. He started back in 36. He's now making a push for the top 5. And how about this green machine, car number 15? Arbon Lodfishurin, a regular in the Turbo Truck Series. He's making his Superstar debut tonight. He started 41st in a 4th car for the same team that Anderson Reed, Stephen Gale, and Chase Chris. They're all his teammates today. And Arbon's doing a fantastic job now. He got his first win last week in the trucks, and now he's running just inside the top 10 on his debut.
And Duke's just trying. Duke here, we just see him right here, this wounded car. He's trying not to be in the way, but with everybody going everywhere on this track, that's kind of a tall order.
Yeah, and you see Devin Fair got hurt worst among them. He's now fallen outside the top 10 as a result, but it looks like Duke's he's doing as good a job as he can to get out of the way. I'll give him that. There is no easy way to get out of the way at this track. But Dylan Young now takes the lead in the 29. This is the first time we've seen him out front tonight. And he's bringing Jared Polanski with him. So we got some new faces at the front of the field.
Yeah, Polanski started about mid-pack, and he's had flashes of success, but he's looking for more, and I know he wants to get another win.
And what could be his last before he retires at the end of the season. So Polanski looking for something good to happen. This almost feels like a changing of the guard, almost, with one of the veterans of the sport, Jared Polanski, chasing down one of the hotshot rookies in Dylan Young. This really is a defining moment for both drivers tonight.
Yeah, but he's also got to worry about drivers like Justin Henley. I see Mark Davey coming into the picture, and we were talking about that 15 car. Don't look out! The green machine is coming to the front.
Yeah, we interrupted our talking about the 15 to talk about Duke being lapped, but Arbon Lagvishurin, he is one of the great young drivers in this series, in this one-up series. He got his first Truck Series win at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park last week. That's what got him the opportunity to get this ride for one race only for the Superstar Series in Minnesota. He has taken this opportunity. Oh, and as Polanski and Young make contact at the top of the track, no harm, no foul. And now, Arbon Lagvishurin in his breakthrough race up into the top three.
Yeah, and he's got some great experience, and Mark Davey ahead of him, and someone who has experience, but only this year was able to start finding success in his footing in Justin Henley. But he is making the most of the type of racing this track provides.
Yeah, this was a great choice for them to put this 15 car into the field. They're going full-time with this car next year. This is actually the car Chase Christ is going to drive full-time next year because Roberto Crown Jr. going to drive the 55. So this car needs a lot. Hopefully they enter it in a few more races to try and get him some points. But now he faces pressure from Emma Carter as Mark Davey powers to the lead.
Emma Carter and Anderson Reed, and I'm pretty sure I see our boy Fitzy right there.
Yep, you got some good eyes. That is Zachary Fitzwater powering down the inside. He's got some damage on the left side of that car, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down that much. He gets around Arbon. That should put him in the top 5 right now.
Yep, top 5, and I think he's wanting more. He's just got to find the right opening as Anderson Reed trying to find something on Emma Carter, but not making anything work yet.
And man, Anderson Reed, we keep talking about him every week, and there's a good reason for that. He is another phenomenal young talent. In this Superstar Series, he's yet to get a win, but he raced his way into the All-Star race very handsomely indeed, and now he's working really hard to get that first career win. He's up to 3rd now, and he still doesn't have a ride lined up for next year.
Well, if he can get a win here today, I would not be surprised if he has some calls and messages waiting on his phone when he gets a chance to take a look.
And even if he doesn't win this race, it's still a good run for him. He's hovering around the playoff cut line right now, and if he were to make it, he could be a real dark horse, I'll tell you that much. But it's currently side-by-side for the lead between Davey and Henley. Now Davey backs out, Anderson Reed up to 2nd, and he's looking for more.
Yeah, he's saying, forget 2nd, I want the lead, and he's going to maybe not quite get it, but because that 4 car is so strong, but that 5 is just as strong.
And he's going to try and make his move into 3 and 4. This could be his moment right here. He gets alongside Henley. He's going to power his way past Justin Henley. Anderson Reed to the lead of the race.
And he officially will get to lead that lap, so that's good for him, and he's gonna try to clear him. I think there he goes. He's got it this time.
Yep, so Anderson Reed to the point here at Minnesota Motorsports Park. We're on lap 38. It's amazing how much action we've seen, and we're not even close to halfway yet.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is gonna be fun because you said we're not even halfway yet. We get past halfway, the closer to that finish we get, the higher up the intensity goes.
And wouldn't Anderson Reed love it to just end right here, get that first career win and break that milestone he's been waiting so long for. But he's got to wait another 60 laps, and he might not be able to hold the lead for that long, because here comes Henley with a push from teammate Vargas.
Yeah, a push, but like I said earlier about Henley with J.D. Martin being pushed to the lead, it's probably only temporary because I'm sure Vargas would like to lead some laps and maybe cruise to a victory.
And here they come up to lap Duke Ansack for a second time in this race. This is going to be interesting because where can Duke go to get out of the way? He tries to go way up high, and it looks like it's going to work for the top two, but Anderson Reed's up in that groove, and he's going to probably be slowed down quite a bit by this 83, and he does.
And he and Emma Carter got slowed down a bit. Duke just trying to ride around, trying not to be in everybody's way, but the way some of these people are racing, and you look right there, Ben McDonald, we haven't talked much about him, so I saw he briefly stuck into the top 5, and now Duke's wounded car is going to mess him up.
And we saw Austin Holloman briefly in the top 10, so we've seen both FAR cars make an appearance in the top 10 tonight. But, like you said, Christian Vargas making a move for the lead. Hutchinson goes into the grass. That's going to slow him down a bit, as well as Patrick Smith. But now, Vargas is going to face a challenge from 2 finish line cars.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Talk about Hutchinson. He was right behind McMillan when that motor blew earlier, and he got lucky to not get majorly damaged like some of the others. But he needs a good run because some of these top runners have had a mixed bag for off and on throughout the season, but plenty of good runs throughout, though.
And Christian Vargas is just doing what he can to hold the lead, and they're coming up to another lap car. That's the 77 of Denoto. They're going to put him a lap down next. But Vargas now has a big enough lead where he can take it. Well, not anymore, I should say, because Hutchinson's closing in at a huge rate of speed. But especially if Vargas gets held up by the 77 like this, that's going to allow Hutchinson a great opportunity.
And don't look now. I see the 92. Finn guy has found his way up.
Started this race back in 27th, and now he's making a push towards the front. Jeffrey Finn guy is a guy you can never count out of a race, no matter what. Remember, Road 1, he was down and out after a lap 1 crash with Nick Ortiz, but he still got a top 15 when everyone else ran out of fuel. Great run for him, and he's on pace to have another great run as he's making a push on his rival Vargas for second.
Now he's going after Hutchinson, so Finn guy taking full advantage of this package just like everybody else is.
Yep, this might be a bit unorthodox racing for a mile track, but this is certainly proven to be quite the entertaining day here in Minnesota Motorsports Park. But Hutchinson leads. We're closing in on halfway. Patrick Smith's made his way up into the top 5 now. And look at him. They're 3 and 4 wide. And there's Roberto Cron Jr. finally made his way back to the front. And there's a guy who's always hungry for a win, considering how long it took him to get his first.
Yeah, and he would love for it to not take anywhere near as long to get his second. And it could come today, but there's so many others that are going to vie for an opportunity here.
Yep, but Finn guy makes a move on Hutchinson. He's going to clear for the lead. And how about Lane Sanders? He's made his way back to the front in that 87 car. He's now clawed his way up into 6th place. Now trying to work on Mark Davey. Remember, Davey's the one that put Lane into the wall at Road 1. That's what started his problems. So I'm sure there's no love lost between those two.
Yeah, and honestly, I hope Lane can have a good race today because I still feel kind of bad for my comments that may or may not have jinxed him.
But Finn guy continues to lead. Lane's now up into the top 5. He passed the 01 without incident. So now, putting on a solid run is Lane Sanders down the backstretch. We've now just passed halfway in this race. We got 50 down, 50 to go. And Jeffrey Finn guy, he leads at the halfway lap. Can he lead at lap 100?
Well, we're going to find out because there's still plenty of racing to go and a lot can happen in the remaining 50 laps.
Absolutely. And you see Lane Sanders getting alongside Hutchinson. That's the other car who was giving him grief at Road 1, but he also makes that pass without any incident. So Lane's making his way up to the front. He's already alongside Henley for 3rd.
And his next up here is I believe his buddy Jeffrey Finn guy because, but he's still got to get by head length. But I'm sure that once he gets clear of that 4, that 92 won't be too hard. But Crown, he's trying to set sail.
That he is. And now Lane is through to second spot with a push from Anderson Reed. So move the 87 up into a solid spot. He's going to try and track down Roberto Crown Jr. as they barrel their way down the backstretch. Look at him fan out down this back straightaway. It's really impressive when you think about it. And here comes Lane, rocketing around Roberto Crown Jr. to take the lead back. Lane Sanders back in command.
Yep, and I know.
Oh, we got trouble! We got a big crash, and it's Finn Guy. And Devin Fair involved in this one as well. A big crash, and it looks like... Oh, we got Chris Lattimore upside down.
Oh, what happened? We were just talking, then all of a sudden I was about ready to say something about a car looked like it was up against the wall, and wham.
Oh, and for Arbon Laugvishurin, his dream debut race is over. He was having such a fantastic day, but it's going to come to an end on lap 56. That's going to be it for the rookie out of Mongolia. We see Aaron Hall with a good amount of damage on the 07. Lane Sanders is going to have the lead under the caution flag. But we got a lot more cars now out of this race as a result of this second caution flag of the day here on lap 56.
Yeah, that's just... I hate seeing that, especially because we saw Devin Fair got involved. He's been so down about his season lately. He needs good luck, just like several other drivers in this field.
And you saw J.D. Martin. He's another guy that needs good luck, and he got damage in this wreck too. And I feel the worst for this 15 car. He was having a perfect race for his superstar debut, and now it's all over for a crash not of his own making. But here we come onto pit road. These guys are going to make their second stop of the day on their caution. They should be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. Although, remember, we did say that last week, and, well, look what happened there.
Yeah, that was wild. And at a track like this, you certainly don't want a bunch of people running out of fuel in front of the field.
Absolutely not. But as you see the field come down pit road, you see Arbon's out of the race. Aaron Hall's out. Anderson Reed, he was having a great day. He's out too. But we're going to cover this race off pit road, and then we're going to get you a replay of what happened to Devin Fair, Anderson Reed. Oh, Nick Ortiz has some damage too. That's a tough break because he was having a great day as well.
And there goes Sanders off. It looks like he's going to win the race off pit road.
Yep.
And
now we're going to get you a replay of what happened to Devin Fair. So here he was just minding his own. Oh, Anderson Reed slowed in front of him, and he just didn't have anywhere to go after that. Oh, Lattimore with a big impact into Anderson Reed's side. Polanski gets a piece of it as well. Oh, and Arbon was so close to missing it. He just had nowhere to go. Brandon Beal with a bit of damage. AJ Jones, JD Martin. That's just an unfortunate break for all of these guys.
Yeah, it looked like Austin Holloman. He missed it just barely.
Looking at this now from Jeffrey Finn Guy, and you see Anderson Reed directly ahead. Oh, that's just the worst. When you have a car like that slowing up in front and there's nothing you can do about it. Man, Lattimore took a big shot. He did. Oh, and man, the two Fitzwater cars make contact with each other. Holloman goes sliding sideways, but looks like he'll be able to continue.
That's a teammate.
He looks like he'll be able to continue fine. But for Arbon, that's it. He's done.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That we had such high hopes for him, and that's just how it plays out sometimes.
But we're back to the restart here on lap 60, and Lane Sanders is the leader, but he's got a lot of lap cars in front of him. Echo Evans-Ross, Daniel Bouchard, Jeff Bolton, and Bobo Jones. They're all trying desperately to stay on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, this is an unfortunate situation for them, but we might see they might get a little bit of respite here because Crown's going after Sanders.
side by side for the lead, Crown and Sanders, and Ben McDonald's made his way back up into third. So strong run, maybe perhaps for Ben McDonald as he battles his main championship rival, Emma Carter. They're side by side for what looks like fourth, as Crown and Henley and Carter, they all get past Lane Sanders in the span of 2 corners.
And that's exactly what Lane did not want to see, and he's got the defending champion and Vargas going after him right now.
Yeah, and he's on the outside. That's never a good combo. He's losing spots, but he should be able to hang on to a spot in the top 10. Here comes Crown, though, off of turn 4. He's gotten past Jones, he's gotten past Evans Ross, he's gotten past Bolton. Next up for him is Daniel Bouchard.
Yeah, we got Bolton right there trying to get back on the lead lap, but I don't think that's going to work out for him.
No, but maybe if they get cycle back in front of the leaders and they get another caution, who knows? But here comes Emma Carter now to the inside of Roberto Crown Jr. He's trying to take the lead for the first time. Oh, Carter gets really slow down into the corner. She's going to lose a little bit of time down there, but I would not be surprised if she mounts a charge once again, this time going into the third turn.
That is exactly what would be a good move, and you see Mark Davey trying to march up alongside her, but it didn't quite pan out. Carter going after Crown.
No, but here comes Oh, Davey gets a great run. He's got Fender alongside Crown. They're battling side by side, the 81 and the 01. This is going to be a real close battle for the lead coming through 3 and 4. But Carter, look at the slingshot move she just pulled. She's going to take the lead at lap 66.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to her how things played out for her at Road 1. She's got momentum. She wants to keep it going. And I honestly would say even a top 5 at this track would certainly help with that.
Yeah, but I'm sure she'd love to get back-to-back wins for herself and that Carter Racing System organization. It's going to be a really good fight for the rest of this race. As Hutchinson goes low, Vargas goes high, Justin Henley starting to fall back, and how about Cam Cole in this 27 car?
Where'd he come from?
For BGB Motorsports. He started back in 33rd, and now he's making a push towards the top 5. The lead BTB car in this race.
That is something that he loves to see, getting some positive spotlight and going for some positions here.
He's up to 7th. He's working on his next target is the defending champion, Christian Vargas, as Crown makes a move for 3rd. Emma Carter holds the lead for now. We'll see if she can keep it for the remaining 32 laps of this race.
Yeah, that's going to be a tall order, but right now, she's got no space McDonald doesn't even have really any major help at the moment, but it's going to get interesting if those two right there in the 12 and the 81 can get up to her.
Yeah, and remember, the 12 and the 70 are 1-2 in the points right now. They're separated by only 5 points. If it were to end right now, Emma Carter would hold a 1-point advantage over Ben McDonald heading to Indianapolis. That is going to be a very tight battle to keep our eye on.
Very, very tight end. Look at Cam Cole, top 5 now. He got by Vargas, and he ain't done yet.
No, he's not. He's working to the inside of Crown now. For the 4th position, Cam Cole, he got a top 10 earlier this season at Talladega, and he's looking to get a second one at a very similar place. Not in terms of size or speed, but in terms of the intensity. As Cam Cole, he does make it up to 4th now.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure McDonald's spotter is telling him the 27 is behind you. So you trying to get his lap back? No, he's coming for your position.
It's going to be a bit of a surprise, I'm sure. But here comes Hutchinson now around Emma Carter to try and take the lead back. Hutchinson's got a nose out, and he takes the lead.
And Cam Cole waited just a little too long to try to make a move on McDonald and that brought Vargas and Sanders back on him. But still, very impressive as we watch Carter and Hutchinson continue to fight.
Yeah, but Hutchinson's through to the lead now. Vargas making a move up to second, maybe? We'll find out because Hutchinson's through to the lead as we enter the final quarter of this race.
And like I said, we're going to have repeat lap leaders, and there's going to be several people leading multiple times throughout the race, and Hutchinson's one of them. Vargas is about to be another as he goes for the lead now.
And Lane Sanders, don't count him out. And Justin Henley, the pole sitter, the hometown hero, trying to make a move 3 wide to the inside. He's going to get it.
Yeah, that's... Well, he had something, but it looks like he lost it, but he's still got plenty of time to catch back up. But Vargas pulling off from them, and again, trying to pull away as they're 3 wide for second. Ooh, that was tight between Hutchinson and Carter.
And that's going to allow Lane Sanders to get past both of them, potentially. He has to back out a little bit, but he should at least be able to clear Hutchinson once again.
Yep, well, maybe not quite, because got a lot of strong cars in this field, but there we go. Finally, he gets third, and now he's trying to go for second on Carter. Maybe all he needed was to make it back to 2 wide.
Now we're officially into the final quarter. Vargas with the lead. Carter and Sanders side by side for second. Hutchinson, McDonald, and Henley in the battle for fourth. I'm just so impressed with how these guys are handling it. I was expecting a lot more accidents in this race with the way they've been racing. But they're putting on a pretty clean show, all things considered.
And Sanders, once again, to the point. And this is where he would like to stay, but he's already well aware of with how things played out for him earlier when he led, that's probably not going to happen unless he can pull off a miracle in defense.
Well, they're coming up to lap Sam Donato pretty soon, so maybe that's the opportunity he needs. They're 3 wide for second between Vargas, Henley, and McDonald. Just out of your shot. There they are. McDonald makes it through up to second. Lane Sanders holds the lead by about a third of a second. McDonald closing in. We're getting close to 20 laps to go now.
Yeah, and I see AJ Jones coming into the picture here. He started way in the back and has had some runs up toward the front, but hasn't quite been able to get up to the front. And right now, he's really looking good.
Yep, that's pretty much the only hope Team Duke has left in this race, because both Duke Anzac and Chris Lattimore are out of the race already. Jones fought for a moment. He was going to make it 4 wide for the lead, but he thought better of it. That's some smart driving. But Henley leads at the line. He's going to try and get around both McDonald and Sanders for the lead.
Manages to get by Sanders, but not quite on McDonald, because he's just fighting hard there. And then you got Jones back there looking for an opportunity, and he's got company behind him.
Yeah, Bobo Jones is one of those guys who's a lap down, just trying to get his lap back. But Dylan Young's up there battling for position. Miles Mashburn is there. Jared Polanski's fought his way back into the mix. But Henley holds the lead. We're inside of 20 to go. Could he get a hometown win? That would mean so much to him.
Yeah, that would mean all the more because of this deal he got to be able to race the number 4 for Revolution Racing. This is the greatest opportunity he's ever had, to my knowledge, and he has made the most of it.
Got his first career win and his first start with the team at Phoenix. He's had some great runs since, but he's kind of had an up and down season after that. He's done a great job here, though. And now he is just 17 laps away from that first win at home.
And, he's going to have a bit of a challenge because here comes Jones and Sanders. They've cleared everybody else. I should say AJ Jones, because you got Bobo Jones back there in his lap machine. But he's actually hanging in tough. So
yeah, because remember, these lap cars, they're not off the pace aside from Sam Donato. These lap cars, they've got the speed, and he can see it because you got Jones here, you got Bolton and Bouchard making their way back to the front, but this is all allowing Justin Henley to build a massive lead coming to 15 to go.
A massive lead, but that could, it doesn't help that they're going around Donato, and that worked to Henley's advantage, but I don't think that advantage is going to last for too long.
No, because he's all by himself, and these guys are all racing in a tight-knit group, and that's probably going to help them. Because while it's not as helpful as a place like Daytona or Talladega, it does mean something. And AJ Jones, he's hanging tough on the top side.
Oh yeah, and it's funny you got Bobo ahead of him, and people are gonna boo me for this, but it's not keeping up with the Joneses. It's the Joneses keeping up with everybody else today.
Yep, that's going to be the case. But Henley holds the lead. We're got 13 laps to go. Vargas making a move on Bolton to try and get around. Roberto Crown Jr. is now sticking his nose in on Vargas. Who knows who's going to win this race? We've got 10 cars within 2 seconds of the lead.
And it's going to be wild. This finish, I believe, is going to be absolutely wild. There you see, it's not really for position, but for a chance to get back on the lead lap. Bobo Jones closing in on Henley.
And you see Justin Hutchinson threading the needle between two Toyotas of Vargas and Crown. Lane Sanders, he's not out of this yet. He's still hanging out in about 6th spot, but he's going to get overrun, it looks like, by Mashburn and by Carter. Now Henley, his lead is getting smaller, and they're coming up to lap his teammate, Devin Fair. This could get ugly.
Yeah, that's something he has to hope is not going to happen, because that would be a very interesting team meeting at Revolution Racing if Fair is the reason that Henley doesn't win.
I don't think Fair will be the reason. I think it'll be Bouchard and Bolton and maybe even Bobo Jones, because all these cars he's racing around, none of them are for position. So Henley's just got to hang on for all his might, because here comes Hutchinson. He's up to 2nd now. Got Crown back there, Emma Carter, and Christian Vargas. Nobody's out of this yet.
Definitely not. And again, mainly because of the fact that they don't have nearly as much damage as some of the others who have been in the incidents of the day. I am very impressed with these guys that are going past Henley, getting that lead lap back, getting back on the lead lap, I should say. If we get this late in the game, if we were to get a quick yellow that would allow us to have even just a short run, that could really help them out. But the time's winding down for them to have that opportunity.
Yep, and time's running out for Justin Henley to try and defend, because here comes Hutchinson and Carter. You see Devin Fair up ahead. He's gotten in front of Daniel Bouchard. Here comes Hutchinson. Here comes Carter. Down the inside she comes, past Justin Henley. And through to the lead goes Emma Carter with 6-7 laps to go.
We were talking about the momentum that win at Road 1. Doesn't matter how she got it. She wants to be able to keep this going. And you talked about the points that she'd have over McDonald. Well, I honestly believe that there's a very good shot, though. It looks like Polanski might have something to say about it, and even Mashburn.
Yeah, those two now have cleared, and Mark Davey. They have all cleared Justin Henley for spots in the top 5. And, man, you got to feel for Justin Henley, but you also got to tip your hat to Emma Carter, who persevered through this race, and now coming to 5 laps to go, has a very good chance at back-to-back wins.
Yeah, but she's got to hope that Polanski can't make a charge, but Polanski's might get a little bit of help from Mashburn, even though if it ends up resulting in them two duking it out once they get past the 70, but I don't know. We'll have to see just how good of a defensive driver Emma can be here.
We're about to find out, because we come off turn 4. We now have 4 laps of racing to go. Emma Carter ahead of Polanski by 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, and Bobo Jones, he had himself back on the lead lap for a few laps, but at least he'll be able to say he finished this one. And he's had some influence on how the lead changes, that's for sure.
3 laps to go now. The gap is growing between Carter and Polanski. It is now 0.3 of a second ahead. And now Carter can start thinking about that checkered flag, which is coming in just 2.5 laps time. She's got to think about playing smart, though. She can't afford to take too much of a break, because Polanski is still within striking distance.
And sniffing the draft off of her car. So this could very well end up being a very good battle for the win here, or it could just play out the way it is. We're going to find out soon.
Coming to the white flag this time, Polanski's going to have very limited opportunities now to make something happen of it, and he's going to see the white flag this time around. White flag in the air one more time around from Minnesota. Here comes Emma Carter into turn 1 for the final time. She makes her move. Polanski not going to be close enough. Mark Davey gets around Mashburn. That ends their hopes. But through 3 and 4 for the final time, it is once again going to be Emma Carter, this time on raw speed rather than fuel mileage alone, and Emma Carter goes back-to-back, winning at Minnesota Motorsports Park for her 5th career win, and that is going to mean a lot to the 70 group. As a whole, Polanski, Davey, 2nd and 3rd, Mashburn, McDonald, 4th and 5th. We got a bit of a stack-up back here. They're trying to slow for the pits, and it looks like a lot of more cars have some damage now as a result. But Justin Henley comes home 6th. You can't be ashamed of that. Great showing for the hometown crowd. Lane Sanders does get another top 10 in 7th. Vargas 8th. Hutchinson 9th. Roberto Crown Jr. completes the top 10. But really, you just never knew who was going to get this one. Not until the checkered flag flew.
Yeah, that was the fun about this. You just didn't know who it was going to be. It could have been a back marker. It could have been one of the front runners who doesn't normally have an opportunity to do anything but finish top 5, top 10. But it couldn't have played out any better, in my opinion. No matter if it had been Carter, Polanski, or any of the others who finished in the top 10. But big congratulations to Emma Carter. Back-to-back wins. You love to see it.
And next up for the 1-Up Superstar Series, it's one of our crown jewels at the most hallowed ground in all of motorsport, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Going to play host to the 3rd running of the Brickyard 400. It's going to be a lot of fun for us to cover that one for you because that's a home game for our own James Ellison, so I'm sure he's going to love bringing this one to you live. So, from James Ellison and from myself as well, we say goodbye from Minnesota Motorsports Park. We'll see you again at the Brickyard. Congratulations to Emma Carter. Back-to-back wins, and this time, no one will deny she earned this one.